State of Ucommerce. Let me just start out by looking 1 year back. We met a year ago at Tivoli Friheden, and well, it was a little bit of a hurt animal you met there. We acknowledge that. This is the wrap-up slide from the Partner Summit last year. So that's my personal reflection or my personal wrap-up of the preceding year, and of course the Partner Summit. So as we said, we kind of lost our way. We somehow stopped listening enough to our customers and our partners. We promised you that we would have a very strong focus on our product. We promised you that we'll have a strong focus on real partnerships. We also said that we're back on track. I think that maybe that was a little bit of a cocky statement, but at least I think, looking back now, we made the right decisions. We set out the right direction. And even though it was a bit premature to say we were back on track, now I can say we were. So, yay. And the last thing, we said that we wanted to fight to earn your trust again. So that was the recap. How did it go? Well, just to boil it down to the most important stuff, we are focused on only 3 things. We are focused on a lot of things, but 3 major topics are the ones we have been focusing on. So first of all, we have spent all our money, everything we got, ×2, into our platform. We have actually invested more than 15,000 hours, somewhere between 15 to 18,000 hours into upgrading the platform. So that's our own employees and a lot of external developers working on the projects too. So we have invested everything we got into the product because we do believe so much in the product. I guess, looking from the outside, you could ask, isn't that risky just to, like put everything on red, like in a casino? But no, because we at that point, we knew we had a very strong foundation and we had a very clear feeling of where to go, what to do, partially because of the input we got from our partners. So we were comfortable is a strong word, but we were relatively comfortable with investing all that money into upgrading the platform because it's actually the most important prerequisite for us being a business. So we did that. We have invested all that money into the platform. Another thing, some of the feedback we got was our support setup, and that it wasn't good enough, that our documentation wasn't good enough or lacking, the training were not updated, and so on and so on. And based on that input, we established our customer success team. So we did this, I think, back in January, something like that. And we put one of our most senior developers in front of the customer success team. That's Morten Skjoldlager. And I can't say we have crossed the finish line, but I can say we're working like crazy in order to deliver the support experience, in order to deliver the documentation, in order to deliver everything technically around the product, not only the product itself, but everything surrounding the product as good as we can. And we're going to do even more. And the third thing we've been focusing on is to redefine our commercial approach. So just to put it very short, I think our previous commercial approach was a bit opportunistic. So now we have focused on the fewer partners, finding the partners where we can add a lot of value and where the partners love Ucommerce. So it's about not dating everybody, it's about finding the right ones, so to speak. So those were the 3 major things we've been focusing on. If we're there, not yet. But actually, I think we have come a long way. I can't talk about since last year without mentioning the coronavirus. First of all, I feel thankful that we have come through the first part of what we know until now, the first part of the crisis, without having to let anyone go. All employees are still here, and we haven't made any pay cuts or anything. We had a solid foundation, and we are, as you all know, a subscription business. So we actually got by with our own help. So I'm really thankful for that. But of course, Corona has been taking so much focus for the last 9-10 months. And I hate it from the bottom of my heart. But let's see, someday the world will be normal again. We got our new beautiful office space. That's not a big thing to you guys, but it is to us, and we just wanted to show you. So now we have room for growing. I think we can be around 40 people here. We are 25, 26 now, depending on how you count. And everybody loves it. And we would so much have hoped that we could invite you here for drinks and canapes, but that will be next year. It's an awesome place for party. So we will find a party to throw here sometime. So the future, what's it going to bring? Short term, it's very easy. We still need to focus on delivering on our promises. So last year, we promised that we wanted to regain or re-earn the trust from you guys, our partners, by doing the things I just mentioned: the product, customer success team, and then a new commercial approach. And I think we have got off to a very good start. I think the latest release, 9.3, shows that now we can say we have come along that way. I think some of the feedback we get from partners and customers using our customer success team, they are so much more happier now than they were a year and a half ago. So I think we have come a long way. Regarding the commercial approach, it's all about moving closer to our partners. Gunnar and Mikael will talk a lot more about that in their biz tracks. But I think, judging from the feedback we have by now, I think we're on the right path. Partners giving us very positive feedback. Partners acknowledging that we are focusing on the right things. We acknowledge our role in our partners' business. We are part of your value chain, and we acknowledge that maybe to a higher degree here, and we take much more responsibility, not only for the platform, but also the problems you are trying to solve for your customers. We're not there yet. It's a marathon. It's going to take a while to be totally checkmarked all over, but I can say we have worked hard, and we will continue to work our asses off to deliver on what we promised you guys. Yes. Long term, I don't know. That's a big question. So actually, there are a couple of big questions we have to answer before we can tell you where is Ucommerce heading long term. First of all, regarding the platform, it is a robust platform. The feedback we get is still, the philosophy behind the platform, the extendability, the flexibility is second to none. And a lot of the developers that are working with Ucommerce loves it. But still, there are some things we need to talk about. There's a lot of, some are buzzwords, some are actual trends like headless. We need to talk about that, and of course, we will come up with an answer. We won't, we don't have a very specific plan for when we will be X, Y, and Z. But Søren will get back to that. There are some questions that you should ask us, and we will answer them. Maybe not in a very short term, but in a mid-long term, we will, of course. There's a question about positioning. I think I mentioned positioning last year too, and I can't say where we're going long term, but I can say we will not revolutionize what we have now. So the Ucommerce company and the platform by now, and the needs it fulfill, looking from your point of view, that will more or less be the same. It's still about solving complex problems related to e-commerce. It's still about flexibility. It's still about openness. It's still about and so on and so on. So maybe we will kind of adjust how we market things, or how we communicate things, but the foundation will still be the same. But one thing that is sure, that we will grow. We need to grow, and we want to grow, because there are some really big players out there, and they get a lot of money, and they hire a lot of people, and the whole competitive landscape has just exploded for the last couple of years. So we will grow, but we just need the world to stabilize before we can. I think right now, nobody knows what all this Corona stuff means, and maybe there'll be some economic impacts, or after what are called after effects. No, that's not the word, but you know what I mean. Coming after Corona. So we need the world to stabilize just a little bit. But when things look a little bit normal, or when we can see how things, or the world develops and the economies develop, then we will start investing in scaling the company. And that's about making the whole company more scalable, about automating things, about making the license process smarter. It's about making customer success processes smarter. It's about delivering software maybe in a smarter way, and so on and so on, in order for us to be able to invest money and grow the company. So that's one of the prerequisites we need to focus on before we can scale it. And then that's both short term and also long term. We will invest in customer success, and we will staff up. And we will invest in our development team and staff up, because those are actually the two most important things in order for us to grow, is to deliver a perfect support and to deliver a fantastic piece of software. So that's what we're going to focus on. Yeah. So fantastic people, check. Fantastic software, almost check. We will get there. Fantastic service, almost check. We'll get there. These guys will work hard to earn your trust, and these guys will do everything they can to deliver both fantastic software and service and so on. Because we want to be this guy, right? We know you're doing projects. We know you sometimes meet a lot of complexity in your projects with your customers, and we want to be there with you guys, right next to you. So that's who we are going to be. Because at the end of the day, what matters most to us is that we are your most loved partner. That's it. I hope you got some insights here. If you have questions, we'll do it in the end. So we'll have a ask us anything session, and you can ask questions regarding my keynote here at that point. So now I want to give the word to Søren, who's going to give some insights on the roadmap. Just give us a sec while we change mic and presentation. Thank you.